Hi everyone, it's Carolyn from True Crime Chat with Mommy Ramblings. Hope you're having a good day. I have some breaking news here about Lori Vallow Daybell. She has been found incompetent to stand trial, but not on the murder charges. We're going to talk about the concealment of evidence charges. But what does this mean for the murder charges? And is this the reason why she was granted a continuance yesterday at her hearing? I'll tell you all about it. Let's get started. Before I do, if you're brand new to our channel, welcome. And I urge you to click on the subscribe button in the lower corner of the video and join the greatest community on YouTube. And let's get into this. So, Lori has been declared mentally unfit to stand trial for the concealment of evidence charges that she faces. Apparently, she underwent a competency evaluation in March, and that would have been on March 8th. Her entire case was put on hold pending that competency evaluation. District Judge Stephen Boyce issued a stay on the case based on that assessment. The order indicates that her attorney requested the evaluation after her fitness to proceed was called into question. Now, in the order, Judge Stephen Boyce also notes that prosecutors contest the finding of this report. So as a result, there's going to be a hearing at a later scheduled date in the future until the stay on the case remains in effect. So now it's unclear a lot of things, right? How does this affect the murder charges she's facing and, the conspiracy? This assessment that deemed her incompetent to stand trial was performed by a psychologist who determined at this time the defendant is not competent to proceed. The psychologist recommended restorative treatment for her. So crazy, right? But again, that competency is only regarding those concealment of evidence charges, not the new charges. So yes, let's look a little further into some things here. This ruling could influence the murder case against her. We know that her hearing was cut short yesterday when Mark Means asked for the continuance. The judge granted it, approved it, and we know that Rod Wood, special prosecutor, objected to it. And we know that a new date for her official arraignment hearing was not set by the judge as Chad's was. Okay, let's take a look at this order staying the case that was filed on May 27th of 2021. State of Idaho versus Lori Vallow, aka Lori Daybell, on March 8th, 2021. The court, under seal, entered in order for competency evaluation pursuant to that code as to defendant Lori Vallow, aka Daybell, in the case number. The evaluation was ordered after the defendant's fitness to proceed was drawn into question by counsel pursuant to another code. This case was stayed from further proceedings, pondering a determination of the issue of the defendant's competency. Thereafter, the court and counsel for the parties received the completed psychological assessment provided by a licensed clinical psychologist who is qualified pursuant to another code to perform such an assessment. The completed assessment determined that at this time the defendant is not competent to proceed and recommends restorative treatment. It continues on page 2. The court has now been advised that this state contests the findings of this report, the prosecutors, okay? Therefore, the court will schedule a hearing on the issue pursuant to another code, and the stay in this case remains in effect pending determination of the issue of competency. It is so ordered and signed by Stephen W. Boyce, judge, of course. We've heard for some time that people who are close with Lori did express that they saw red flags about how her outlandish doomsday beliefs and mental state. We've heard that, right? We heard it from Melanie Pawlowski. We've heard it, from Melanie Gebb. There are things that she was saying and they were kind of troubling, right? They raised red flags. The indictments we saw and we read, and if you haven't, you can go back. I have videos on where I went through them word for word. They did state, and I quote, endorse and espouse religious beliefs for the purpose of encouraging and or justifying the homicides, and it went on for the same thing for Tylee, JJ, and Tammy Daybell. The indictments also stated that Chad and Lori believed that Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife at the time, was in limbo and possessed by a spirit named Viola. Now we also know from quite some time ago in this case that Melanie Pawlowski had told Ian all about Lori and what she believed about Tylee and JJ, and it was the same thing, that they were in limbo. And once you have someone in limbo, what you do is the only thing to release them from that is to kill them and let them go into a higher state and be released from that. And it's kind of justified murder in what they heard from Lori and what we've seen in the indictments also. Now we have another thing to look at. Is that Charles Vallow in the divorce documents, and we've gone over this in the past. Well, he stated that he believed Lori said she was, he stated there that Lori believed she was reincarnated and was a god sent to lead the people to the second coming of Christ. And they believed that was in July of 2020, remember? She told Charles, if you get in my way, I will kill you. But Charles wasn't the only one that expressed concerns. Joseph Ryan, her third husband and the father of Tylee, said in court documents through their divorce and custody battles that he had real and serious concerns. And in those documents, Lori was ordered by social workers to undergo a psychological evaluation after telling them that death would be an option before giving Tylee to her father, even for a visit. The state of Idaho does not allow for an insanity defense, but instead mandates that a defendant must be able to understand the charges they face. And if the court determines that a defendant is not fit to stand trial, they will normally need to be treated for their mental health issues, and that can happen in a jail or at a psychiatric hospital or facility. And the case will only proceed once an assessment determines that the defendant has regained competency. So, wow, when it rains, it pours, right? I'm sitting here going over the opening statements, the closing statements, waiting for the verdict, and might even be in by the time this video is on, in the Christian Bahena Rivera in the Molly Tibbetts trial. And what happens? Get this, thrown out there. So I thought I would report on it immediately, let you know what's going on as soon as I got it into my hands. And I just, I'm floored by it. Look at, Letitia Stout. She passed competency exams and she thinks her peanut butter is sending her death threats. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. Anyway, we're going to see how this affects the case going forward. She's not competent to stand trial. Wow, this is just, it's atrocious. We need justice for Tylee, and we need justice for JJ, and we need justice for Tammy Daybell. So let's hope that she's found competent very quickly and get the show on the road here. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And again, I will be updating with the trial verdict if it comes in. Like I said, by the time this is done, because I don't know what's happening while I'm recording this, it might be here, then I'll be on shortly. Have a good day, guys. Bye. Thank you so much for watching.